Hi, this is Johnny from Progression. I'm going to give you a really quick tour of how the Progression platform works so you can get a sense of how to make it best work for your organization. So we're going to dive straight in. Just to orient ourselves really quickly, we're in a small organization here, 68 members of staff. I'm an admin within the organization, so I have full access here. And you can see in front of you 7 teams that have been set up by the organization. We have engineering, product design, product management, sales here, and then customer success, which is still a work in progress. So I'm just going to go into the engineering team and we'll just give you a sense of how it all works. So a team within Progression is really a framework. So you can think of it as a group of people that are following the same career paths or set of career paths, have some shared skills, some shared expectations, and all sort of grow in seniority within the team together. So you can see here, I've got my associate engineer through to my principal software engineer here, and then I've got my engineering manager through to my VP in 2 different tracks. So I've got an IC track and a management track. You can, of course, extend this as much as you want as your organization becomes more complex. When you get into the thousands, these things look more complicated, but this is a nice simple one just to show you. So as you can see, we have these people also assigned to these roles. So I can see that Maris, Renato, and Marcus are lead software engineers, and I have some senior software engineers here too. I'm going to go into the senior software engineer role just to check out what it says. So straight away, you can see a set of skills that is required by a senior software engineer. I have some leadership skills here. I have craft skills, very important, of course, for an engineer. And then what we have called in this framework human. You can call these whatever you want, but human skills at the bottom. And these sit across the whole organization in this example, whereas these craft skills might only be for the engineering organization. So in here, let's dig into using AI. So I've got a using AI skill that's available in our library, and we've added that to this role. We've added level 3 of that skill, and we'll get into that in a second. But this gives anyone and these people assigned to this role a sense of what the expectations are around using AI. They can have a look at this at any point, and they can go in and compare their senior software engineer role to, for example, a lead software engineer role, which I will put up here. So this gives me a really useful comparison between the 2 positions that we have. So straight away, I can see a lead software engineer requires hiring and org design and team leadership, whereas a senior software engineer doesn't. So it's very useful for me as an employee, but also as a manager to get a sense of how people, what the expectations are of my team as we work together. So I'm going to go back into that engineering team here. So how does it all fit together? So skills within Progression, you might call them competencies or something different, but we call them skills. It's the name that makes most sense to employees in our experience. And skills sit across the whole organization. So I can see all of the skills if I click on this skills tab down here. So we create some skills as an organization, and then we apply them into teams. And I can see this bird's eye view here, that communication is our most popular skill, used in 62 positions and used by all 68 people in the organization. So this is an important one. Let's go into a skill and have a look. So here I can see these different levels of communication. I've got level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. They're all deeply written. The communication is a very popular skill from our library. So these are all written by hand very carefully and have been tested over years. As you can see, there's all sorts of detail in here that you can edit and change to your heart's content. So I can grab that from the library and add it straight into my organization, or I can edit it as I need. And I can regenerate it, so I could change all the levels within this skill if I wanted to. Because this is used in all positions, if I make a change here, it will be filtered out to any positions using it. And I can see how many people use level 1 of communication right here. So here I can see Lyra, who's my associate product designer, is a level 1 communicator. But then as we get up to level 3 and 4, I can see there's 30 at level 3 and another 26 at level 4. So these are the most popular levels of this skill. But I can see straight away who has which skill at which level in this view. Really, really useful as well. If I can't find a particular skill in the library, I can create a skill with AI. So it's a very, very powerful feature that we have here. So I will create a skill, sales. So what do I want from sales? I'll add a quick description and progressions. AI is actually trained on all of our internal and public skills. So it's not trained on customer data, but it is trained on all of the data that we have created historically over the lifetime of Progression's existence. So it's very consistent. It writes in our house style, which has proven to be very successful. So right, within sales, I'm going to define some attributes of this skill. So I want to write something like demoing the product. That might be one aspect of it. It might be closing deals, and then it might be timeliness, and another one might be persuasiveness. So I'm going to create 5 levels of this skill with the AI. I'm just going to hit go. This heads off and our AI is writing it right now. So once this is created, this will be available to any team that wants to use it. Probably for this one, we'll use it in the sales team. But you may want to add a level 1 of sales to your forward deployed engineers or some other aspect of your organization as well. So this is now written. And we can see here we've got an AI written response to our prompts. So I've got timeliness and scheduling, demoing, and persuasiveness down here. We've got things like handling objections, closing first deals. So it's really taken my prompts and moved them forward a certain amount. If I don't like any of these, I can manually edit them, or I can generate more examples, regenerate levels and things like that too. So it gives me lots of flexibility. So once I've created my skill, I might go into the sales team and add it. So in here, I'm just going to whip over to the craft section and add my new sales skill that I just created. So let's find sales. That's the one I just created. So now I can see I've got sales in my sales team, which is great news. But how do I add that sales skill into individual roles, different levels of the skill to different positions within my sales team? I want my associate sales development person, representative, have the most junior level of this, and then I want it to move up. So I've got my sales skill here, and I'll just click this, add to all positions, and now that's now filled out. So if I open up my SDR and scroll down to craft, I've got sales here. So I wrote the skill, I then added it to the correct team, and now that's ready to go. I can go back and improve the skill over time and make tweaks to it, and that will automatically live and be correct within each role. If you already have your content, you can upload it to Progression and then use the AI on it if you need to. So that's the basics of building out the content. We help you with all of this. So if you get started with Progression, we will set up an implementation phase where our team works really closely with yours, brings in and audits everything that you currently have, and then helps you to apply it, and also helps you with the change management around it and making sure that all of your stakeholders are aligned and everyone's comfortable with the content that you've created. So make sure to ask our team about that. So that's the basics of the platform. Everything else, including things like integrations with common HRISs, and then how you can then make best use of the platform. You can dig in during the sales process, and as part of the implementation phase, we will work with you on all of that. Thank you.